Hey, what's up? Hello, Katie Colson here. Welcome back to my channel. And we're gonna talk about the books that I'm going to read in May. I'm very excited about all of these. So I trimmed the list down to just about 8 books because quite a few of them I am planning on reading physically. And I don't read fast physically. I do not, okay? I'm sure you all think I do. I don't, okay? And I have ADHD. So I literally have to be doing a reading sprint to physically read, to get my brain to focus on something. But we're gonna do it. It's going to freaking happen, okay? I'm not casting any doubt on myself. I won't do it. I will read all of these books. And they're all super exciting. And a couple, well, basically half of them are for book club picks, which is very exciting. Not only ones that I am hosting, but also ones that I have the pleasure of being asked to co-host. So we'll get into all of that. But before we do, we're going to stop and thank the beautiful Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Hey, we're popping in from inside my kitchen cabinet. You know you love the angle, let's not even joke about it. We're here to talk about, boom, Book of the Month. I don't get sick of talking about them because not only do I love their service, but they are genuinely such nice people. They are a good company. They are so kind and understanding, nice. Whenever I submit the video to be hey, is this okay for me to post? Literally every time somebody in the company will message back and tell me that they really liked the video and not just oh yeah, the video was great. They'll be oh my God, I love when you said so-and-so. And it'll be toward the end of the video. And I'm oh my God, you watched the whole thing? And they're yeah. Anyway, all the girls over there, flawless, fantastic, love them. So, happy to talk about Book of the Month. We do have a lot of books to talk about because they've changed from not only having 5 selections a month, and now it's 5 to 7. And this time we got lucky and it's 7. And there are some amazing books this month. So, Book of the Month is a monthly online book subscription service where every month the team over there vets through hundreds of new and anticipated releases, and they pare it down to 5 to 7 selections that they think that you should really have your eye on, that they think are really good, so that you can do less time researching and more time reading. What they do is every month you can pick one of the selections and you can pick up to 2 add-ons, and it's so cheap. This is the lowest price for new hardcover release fiction. Let me just hold up one of the books. This in the store is $27. Book of the Month, $9.99. If you use my code Katie at checkout, $9.99. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You cannot find that price literally anywhere else. That's a third basically of the price. And if you are ever looking at the selections and you're not interested, you can skip with no charge. What? Okay, but the first one is The Hacienda by Isabel Canes. I was about to say this might be a translated work, but I don't want to say that because I don't actually know. So this, I believe, is a Peter Pan retelling, and it says Darling Girl. And look at her. She is serving. She is giving me fantasy contemporary vibes, and I am here for it. Okay, this one. I'm very excited about this. Okay, so they are doing Book of Night by Holly Black, and this is Holly Black's first adult book, so this is an adult fantasy, and it is quite thin. On the back, all it says is, even your shadow can be stolen. I am excited to read this. She is very famous for the Cool Prince series, and I'm very excited to see what she does with the adult. And then we have Take My Hand by Dolan Perkins Valdez, and then we have Breathless, which is the thriller pick, but I always love their thriller picks, so very excited to pick this up soon. And then Part of Your World, which is a romance by Abby Jimenez. That's pretty cute. Look at that. I just love romance covers. They're so cute. And then the last one, which I was very excited about because I didn't even know this was coming out, is Yerba Buena, a novel by Nina LaCour. And Nina LaCour writes really, really amazing, young contemporary romance sapphic literature, and this just looks so cute. Look at this cover. But I've read one of her other books and really enjoyed it, so I am excited to try this. And thank you so much to Book of the Month for sending me these and for continuing to support me. I know this has been a long ad. I just love talking about them. So let's get into the video. Thank you. All right, let's jump right in. So the first book is actually a rollover from April's TBR because I didn't get a chance to read it, and that is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. Now, this is one that I believe I'll read physically because it's very small, but the audiobook is free on Audible for Audible members. So if you want to read this book, go for it. This is about a 36-year-old woman who has worked at this place called Smile Mart her entire life. It is her whole personality, and she has some sort of difficulty with social interactions, and that's the place where she finds the most like peace. But her parents are pressuring her to get married, to find like a proper career, and it forces her into desperate action. I don't know what that means, and this book is short, so I can only imagine, but I've had so many people begging me to read this and telling me it's absolutely phenomenal. The person that sent it to me said that they'd already read it 3 times this year. What? So I'm definitely excited, and I hope to be getting to this in the next couple days. And on to our Smut Salon book club picks for the month of May. I actually decided to do 2 because the books are fairly short, or at least one of them I thought was shorter than it was. But I was like, listen, if you want to pick one, you can pick one. If you want to pick both, you can pick both, but it'll give you a little bit more options. So the first one is Cursed Bunny by Boro Shung, and I believe this is a translated work. This is a series of short stories, and there's really no synopsis. Like, there's like basically 2 lines on Goodreads of a synopsis, but it says that it like melds together like magical surrealism and fantasy and horror to depict the real life horrors of the patriarchy in a modern society. And I was like, wait, hold on. It's horror, it's fighting the patriarchy, and there's a bunny on the cover. Say less. For the second book that I misconstrued to be fairly shorter than it is, but it's totally fine, is Notes on an Execution by Danya Kukafka. And this is a stunning book. Like, it's so freaking pretty. Look at this shit. Like, I'm obsessed. It has deckled edges. Didn't see that coming. But the reason I say that it's longer than I thought is that the writing is so tiny, and the chapters are like 40 pages long, which I don't understand. Or maybe it's like 3 parts, and that's what it is. Because you're following 3 different points of view. That could be the case, but it doesn't say part 1 and part 2, so we'll see. But this is supposed to be about this guy named Ansel who is a serial killer of women, and he is on death row, and he has 12 hours until he is to be executed. Now we're following not him, but the POV of 3 women from his life. We're following a homicide detective of his case, we're following his mother, and we're following his wife's twin sister. So you're basically getting like a look into the cultural obsession with true crime, and like how kind of messed up it is to like be looking for false promises in the psyches of violent men. Like, how much promise is there really in doing that, and why are we so obsessed with it, and why specifically are women so obsessed with it in different ways? Like, you have the people that are apologetic to them for serial killers. You have the people that are like serial killer apologists. You have the people like the women who love them and are like think that's a kink. You have the ones who are like detest it, like all of these things. So you're getting a lot of points of view in this, and you're ticking down the hours and minutes until he is executed, and the grief and justice and revenge that you're going to get from these women. I'm very excited, and I'm very excited to read it with the patrons, because I think that this is a book that's going to cause a lot of conversation, and that's always what I want. I am so excited for this one. If you didn't already know, in the month of May, I will be co-hosting the Literally Dead Book Club, and I'm so excited. Like, one, I adore Kayla. We all do, obviously. Like, she's literally like the queen. She's amazing, and her hair, bitch, I'm literally obsessed. I think every single video I comment that I love her hair, and honestly, it's getting a little creepy probably at this point, but hi Kayla, if you're out there, I love your hair. Anyway, I'm going to be reading Confessions by Kane Minato, and this is a translated work, I believe from Japanese, but I could be wrong. This is, I love that, okay, literally this one line on the back gets me. It says, her pupils murdered her daughter, now she will have her revenge. What? And then I'm also co-hosting with Gavin. Oh, Gavin, sweet baby Gavin. I'm obsessed with him. Like, I love him so much. He is the greatest Taurus man in the entire universe. And our 3 separate energies, like, we're gonna have an Aries, a Gemini, and a Taurus. I don't know what's gonna happen, but a lot is gonna happen, I'm gonna tell you that. This book is very short, and I do have the audio, but it's so short. I'm like, I kind of want to physically read it, because Kayla's so smart that I'm like, I need to be on my game. Like, I need to be on my game. I need to be taking notes, you know what I'm saying? But this is supposed to be about a teacher where after the death of her daughter, she hands in her resignation, but before she goes, she gives one last lecture to her students, and it basically, like, I think tells a lot of secrets and, like, lays out this maniacal plot for revenge. Like, what? Oh my God, that sounds so good. I am so excited to read this, and I'm even more excited for the live show. So please join us. And if there is a link already, I will leave it down below. If you want to go ahead and save that link to join us on the live show, that would be amazing. This next one, I was just sent in the mail, and I had like never heard of this book, except right before I opened it, I saw Jordaline's video where she talked about wanting to buy it and then being like, well, I'm gonna get it later, but I've heard good things about this, I wanna read it. And then I immediately opened it as book mail, and I was like, does everybody know about this book except me? Woman Eating. Look at this cover. This is giving. This is giving. It is giving. Like, this reminds me of Noelle Gallagher for some reason, but like, doesn't it? Hello. It's by Claire Coda, and it's a very small book, to be honest. And this is another one where the chapters are 30 to 40 pages long. Literally, that's one chapter. Claire, you could have broken it up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm so excited. I just need to read you part of the summary because I'm not gonna do it justice. We're gonna start out by saying it's about a vampire, a 16-year-old vampire girl, okay? And her name's Lydia, love that. And it says, let's see, where was one of the funny ones? Okay. She has many of the things humans wish for: perpetual youth, near invulnerability, immortality, but she is miserable. She is lonely, and she is hungry, always hungry. As Lydia develops as a woman and an artist, she will learn that she must reconcile the conflicts within her between her demon and human sides, her mixed ethnic heritage, and her relationship with food, and in turn, humans, if she is to find a way to exist in the world. But before any of this, however, she must eat. Do I need to say more? And then I have an audiobook that I just got, and it is Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. So this is a YA fantasy, and it is about this girl who's living this basic ass life with her quirky family until one day she discovers her family isn't eccentric. They're monsters. Like, dead ass. They're actually monsters. Oh, and that guy she's been dating, Nick, oh yeah, he's a monster slayer. And now they're having to like save her family from this monster slayer, okay? And I thought, got it, YA fantasy. Probably gonna be a 3-star, I don't know. But then let me tell you, I wrote down one line of the synopsis where it got me, hook, line, and sinker. Joan, who's the main character, is forced to work with the beautiful and ruthless Erin Oliver, heir to a monster family that hates her own. I read that and I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm already shipping it. Like, that is my shit. That is my shit. So I am very excited. And then we have Rick by Alex Gino. This is a middle grade contemporary. And I know what you're thinking. Katie, you're not gonna read it. And if you read it, you're not gonna like it. I'm not a big contemporary fan, and I'm definitely not a middle grade fan. But do you see this cover? I have to read it. I have to read it. And then I heard that there is some asexual representation, and I will literally read anything that has asexual representation. I don't care what it's about. I will read it if it has an asexual main character, an asexual side character, an asexual just like the word is on the page. I will read the damn book, okay? So this is a middle grade following this boy named Rick who has always just gone with the flow and done what everybody else was doing and kind of hid away parts of his personality. But he is going into middle school, and when he goes to this new middle school, he joins the Rainbow Spectrum Club, and it is full of many genders and different identities, and he's basically able to explore like this whole new mindset and maybe kind of discover things about himself and get what he's always wanted, which is to be understood. And I am ready for that. I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. Am I gonna like it? I hope so. The last book that I have as a definitive May read is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. This is a sapphic rom-com. Yes, please. Also, Lila is my favorite name. It's my favorite name. Like, it's like sweet, hot, like vintage, but new, and like a flower all at the same time. Like, it's a vintage rose, but then like shockingly comes out with the spikes, the thorns. What am I talking about? It's Delilah Green Doesn't Care. Okay, so I want to tell you something real quick, and y'all go and fact check it because this is true. On Goodreads, it says that this is by the debut author, Ashley Herring Blake. What? I've read books from her before. Like, what do you mean the debut author? Girl Made of Stars? Like, what are you talking about? Like, She's not a new author. Goodreads did her so dirty. Did her dirty. I was like, wow, that is rude. They're like, all those other books, trash. They don't exist. But this is about our girl Delilah Green. Also, green is my favorite color. Like, I'm relating. I'm relating, but I'm also like wanting her, you know what I'm saying? So, it's about Delilah Green, and she gets roped into being her sister's wedding photographer, which means she has to go back to her godforsaken hometown that she doesn't want any part of. She got way away from that. But at these wedding planning things you do to prepare for a wedding, she sees her sister's best friend, Claire, who is very stuck up, in her opinion. Now, Claire is raising her 11-year-old daughter alone, and she also is running a bookstore. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love books in books. Bookstores and books, bookshops, a physical book, an audiobook, anything. I love to see it. Okay, so Delilah decides when she sees Claire, who she's known for a long time but never really knew her, she decides that she's gonna have some fun with this wedding and push Claire's buttons. But after a series of incidents occur, they both realize that maybe they don't really mind their buttons being pressed. Did I just say that? I did, and I said it with a completely straight face. I'm sorry. I hope I love this book. I think I will. Like, I'll be shocked if I don't at least give this 4 stars. But stay tuned to see, because it will be getting read in May. Okay, so that is it for all the books that I'm planning on reading in May. Stick around on the channel if you want to see my opinions of any of these. I will be doing reading vlogs for almost all of them, I believe, so stay tuned for that. If you want to follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, the links are going to be down below, as well as my Patreon, which I would just so love it if you would join me on there for all of our reading sprints and for our chaotic Discord. But thank you so much, and a special thank you to Book of the Month for continuing to sponsor me. It really means so much to me, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And all of that being said, I hope you're having an amazing day, evening, night, dusk, dawn, whatever it is you're having right now. And I will see you in a video coming very soon. Bye.